Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So this video, I want to talk about the helmet of the King's Cavalry and its effect, and also the King's Cavalry set bonus 3-piece effect. So let's talk about the helmet first. So this helmet is actually quite insane if the boss is stationary and you have 100% uptime or around like I think 70% uptime on the boss when you're dealing damage. And compared to the helmets of the Mighty Chariot, it's significantly better. For example, with full buffs, I can only consistently do around like 700 and I guess 50 or 740 million damage on the training on the Abyssal Frontier boss in the training ground. But with the helmet of the King's Cavalry, this helmet, I can do consistently 790 million and upwards to 800 million with good crit RNG if I am lucky. And the thing with this helmet is that you need to balance your stats so that the cooldowns are basically in line with what you want in your rotation. So for example, with my current CD rates, which is 206.4 plus the potion that you get from the pay to win potion, you get 30 here, so that will bring it to 236.4. With 236.4 plus the Mysticat, I am able to do 4 to 5, I think it's 5 enhanced electromagnetic pulse inside my transformation form, and that is only because I timed the time leap skill for the Mysticat so that it refreshes the electromagnetic pulse during the transformation. But with the time leap and also the King's Cavalry effect and also 236.4 CD rate, I'm able to do one electromagnetic pulse on transformation, a second one when the CD is up, enhanced by this helmet. I mean the CD is reduced by this helmet, and then another one, a third one, using the Mysticat time leap skill, which is here every 40 seconds. This will happen. It refreshes the cooldown of EMP. So this is the third, and then on the fourth, it's relying on the CD rate and also the helmet of the King's Cavalry effect of reducing the CD. And the thing with the rotation is that instead of using the the dash and slicing, dashing and poking ability of the transformation, you use the rotary spin. So you use the, I think it's the one in PC or square in PC, but either way, it's basically the attack where you spin to the boss and then it deals like damage and it has a low CD. Basically, you want to use as much of that skill as possible in order to proc the King's Cavalry effect of when dealing thunder damage 10 times, reduce current skill cooldown by 0.25 seconds. You want to proc this as much as possible in order to reduce the cooldown of EMP so that you can do 4 EMPs, enhanced EMPs inside one transformation awakening. And aside from that, it also reduces the cooldown for all your skills when you're outside of the transformation, and so you can hasten or rapidly shorten your rotation by like I think 5 to 8 seconds during the last part of the Abyssal Frontier 90 seconds. So during the last 10 seconds, you can actually use a full rotation of Surging Thunder plus Whirlwind Dance plus maybe a what's this called, a Rhapsody, the skill over here. So it's an insanely powerful helmet, and I think for parses in Abyssal Frontier, Blade Maiden with this helmet would definitely parse the highest because of the ability to manipulate your rotation so that you can do so much more skills and attacks during those 90 seconds. And I want to talk about the 3-piece set. So I watched some CN video on Blade Maiden parts, and this 3-piece set seems straight up broken in comparison to the 5-piece set of charge adhesion effect of one more stack. So this adds around like, I think around like 5% more damage because it adds one more charge adhesion. But this King's Cavalry effect, this effect alone contributes to 20% of the total damage of that Blade Maiden in CN, so in that Chinese video. So it was the highest dealing portion damage contribution source for that Blade Maiden, and it's dealing 20%, which is double all the rest, all the other sources of damage. And the other high source of damage was the 3-piece effect of Soul Cleanser set, so the accessory set. It contributed 10%, and the King's Cavalry set was double that. It contributed 20%. So this effect is actually insane and will be better than the charge adhesion extra stack from the 5-piece effect. But you lose the 4-piece effect as well, which is very good. But I think in comparison to the 20% that you get from the 3-piece, and also you get the strength as well, it's way better. And because of the raw stats that you get from the other 2 pieces of hex chest gear, is way better than the base stats of the class gear. The 2-piece effect of the class gear is, I believe it is not better than just having 2 pieces of hex chest gear. So right now I'm thinking of going the King's Cavalry helmet, the King's Cavalry breastplate, the King's Cavalry shoes, and the Unforgiving pants and the Unforgiving gloves. The reason why I go for the Unforgiving gloves is that the Chariot gloves is tied to a pet cast. So although you get 16% total from this glove, it's the 12% is restricted to a pet cast and lasts for only 8 seconds, which means first you cannot use 2 pet casts in succession, which reduces your chances of getting maybe a second Mystic Cat in for the 90-second duration of Episode Frontier. And also you do not get 100% uptime always due to the cooldown of your pets. But the Unforgiving gloves, it gives 8% crit rate plus the 2% crit rate, which is 10%. And then I believe the crit from the extra effect of all teammates, I'm not sure if it stacks with the first effect of 8%, but if it does, it gives 14%. So in comparison to this gives 16%, but this gives 14%, but it has 100% uptime. So I believe the Gauntlets of Unforgiving is a better choice than the Gauntlets of the Mighty Chariot. And for the pants, the reason why I do not go for the King's Cavalry is because this requires you to be in the air, and lots of Blade Maiden's attacks are not in the air. For example, Surging Thunder and Rhapsody. And so I will not use this. I think Rhapsody cannot be used in the air. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think even Overload cannot be used in the air. And Mighty Chariot, it's a decent choice. You get a lot of crit if you're lacking crit rate due to the amount of King's Cavalry pieces that you are using, but the active effect is not that great. And the Unforgiving pants is just a straight up attribute red shred, so it's extremely good. And it has increased skill effect for level 50 to level 55 skills, which is also very good. And it also gives basically element infusion just by itself. I'm not sure how the interaction works. Someone might need to comment on this if they know, but I read in CN in China that it's complicated for the final damage attribute calculation, but if it's what I think it is, I think it gives electro damage attribute to your attacks, which means that you can replace your mechanical core insignia for Barbina, or you can just ignore this effect and the attribute red shred stacking up to 11 points will be very good by itself anyway. So this pants is currently my plan to use, and I might use chariot pants if I lack crit rate, but I'll see how it goes. But right now I'm leaning towards the unforgiving pants. And the shoes, the reason why I'm using the shoes is because aside from electromagnetic pulse, all the other attacks from Blade Maiden can benefit 100% from the 13% increase in damage from from the boots effect, because the description that says decays to 0% after 0.5 seconds, it's actually a mistranslation, or basically it does not really illustrate what it does correctly. It does not decay, it goes straight from 100% to 0% after 0.5 seconds, which means that even if you use Surging Thunder, majority of your Surging Thunder cast would benefit from the 13% from this boots effect. And the only skill that is longer than 0.5 seconds significantly is Electromagnetic Pulse, but given that it still benefits for 0.5 seconds, I'd say it's a pretty good deal. And aside from that, the boots of Mighty Chariot is not that great. The boots of Unforgiving Darkness is great, but because we need to finish the King's Cavalry set, and the pants and the gloves are not an option, as you can see the gloves are pretty bad, so we're left with only the helmet, breastplate, and shoes for the King's Cavalry set bonus. So yeah, that's it for me for this video, and I hope you liked it, and I hope it was informational. If you liked the video, please drop a comment and press the button to like the video. And if you want more Crystal of Atlan content, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I'll be doing more content, and I'll see you on the next one.